Welcome to Keda's Room. Today we are going to discuss an article I read called Resisting the BDSM Fairy Tale. I like to say hi to the sirs. Hi Sir Frankie, Sir Neroli, and Sir Mars. So the article I was given was called Resisting the BDSM Fairy Tale. I actually learned a lot from this article. I was glad I got it. This article is talking about someone thinking that the BDSM lifestyle is going to be like what they may have seen in a movie or a book, who knows. They're believing in this fantasy world, they want to join into this new exciting world for them. What I learned from this article is some people might have just joined because of this book or because of a movie. They really haven't truly looked into BDSM or taken the effort to even look into it beforehand. This article can be helpful to someone that came into the lifestyle to learn more that it's just more than just a fantasy or a fairy tale that they could have read. To help them to understand the lifestyle, to know that it's going to take a lot more time and effort than what they may have thought beforehand. I'll read some points from the article and talk about it. Quote from the article: "One of the common characteristics I see with newer people to the BDSM lifestyle is the lack of acceptance of reality." So basically, it's saying that someone may have saw a movie and there is a little bit of BDSM in it. They get stuck on this idea of a fantasy and not really thinking about the reality of life itself involved. The article brings up 50 Shades of Grey. When that first came out, I was a little excited to read it. 50 Shades of Grey. I wanted to know what this lady had to say about 50 Shades of Grey. A lot of people probably bought this book, and then after reading this book, they might have actually thought about a little bit about wanting to be in the BDSM lifestyle. They might have not have actually had this thought beforehand, that it might not even occurred to them to even want to take part in BDSM stuff. This article does help talk about, this article is going to help talk about how people living in the BDSM lifestyle do still have struggles. They still have real life battles and they still go through things. That it might not occur to someone to think of this while they're stuck in this idea of the fantasy. That people that are in the BDSM lifestyle are literally just normal people, day-to-day people. Before going any further, I will state both dominants and submissives are equal parts to engage in the fantasy of BDSM. When I first read that, I didn't understand. I thought it was a role play. I thought that maybe they were talking about a fantasy role play that both halves of the coin take part in. But honestly, it's stating that a dominant and a submissive can get stuck in the fantasy idea of BDSM. which I understand how you can get stuck in the idea of it. Another part from the article talks about poly households. I have met a few dominants that actually have a true poly household. They're in my circle. I give them so much praise, and I don't know how else to explain that, but they uphold this poly household. And if you're looking from the inside out at this poly households, you're probably thinking and how it just looks grand and it looks great. That they do it with so much grace that it's insane. But honestly, it takes a lot more time and effort. If you think that you'll be able to throw 5 or 10 or 20 submissives into one household and think that it's just going to be like heaven and that they're going to satisfy every desire, every need that you have, every sexual desire you have, and that there's going to be no fighting, no drama, that is wrong. Because each one of those 5, 10, 20 submissives will literally have their own personalities, their own outlook on life, anything. But some days these submissives may get along or may not get along. But you also will find some submissives that don't get along at all. They will not mix well with anything in your household. Anyone, not anything. Also, this article goes on to talk about submissives entering into the lifestyle based on any reason that they think that's going to fix or cure their problems. It is not going to fix or make all your fantasies come true. It is not a dream. It's not just going to be simple and easy. Just like day-to-day life is not simple and easy. This is not going to be simple and easy. Please take the time, the effort to get to know yourself and to find a dominant that's true to you, that'll help you grow. What I got from this article, I learned from this article that many people may have entered into the lifestyle because they have seen or even read a book that had some sort of BDSM in it. They do believe that the fantasy world has nothing from the real life world that's going to play within this fantasy. But that is wrong. The BDSM lifestyle is normal day-to-day life that we all struggle with. Yes, dominants and submissives help make their fantasies come true. The dominant is not the one that does it all. That they both play a role in making fantasies that they desire come true. That many people literally forget that. My overall thoughts on this article is that it is helpful to anyone that might have joined BDSM. Please look into things before you just jumping into the lifestyle. If you read a book, saw a movie, saw a porn clip, or was talking to someone and they brought up BDSM, look into it, because this lifestyle may be for you or may not be for you. If you just get stuck on the idea of the whole fairy tale or the fantasy, whatever you may call it, you will fall harder than what you think. That if you're not into BDSM and you have just fantasies that you want to fulfill, That's okay. But if you're in BDSM just for those fantasies, things will be very hard. Well, sexual fantasies, I guess, more than anything. Anyhow, remember, the people that have entered into this lifestyle still face hard times as well as easy times. They do not give up. They just don't leave. They face them and they keep moving forward. To add to that there is a bond made between as a dominant and a submissive. It is a very deep, strong, intimate bond, and it is magical. That is something that is magical when it does happen. That both of them take part in this. They open up, they trust one another, they grow together. This is something that's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to meet a dominant and next thing you know, next morning, you're going to have this wonderful unbreakable bond. That's not going to happen. That is a fairy tale. This bond is going to take more time and effort than just that. I do believe that this article can be very helpful to anyone that has joined BDSM. It doesn't matter if you're new, old, or exploring. Thank you.